Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Ableton Production Techniques series. Now, this is just an introduction to tell you about what it is. I'm not going to actually start teaching it today, but here's the situation. And by the way, I'm not monitoring comments right now. I'm just going to talk for a few minutes. It's going to be a short video. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Ableton There's my broadcast stream. So here's the deal. We do track feedback all the time. And a lot of times we get into some recommendations for what people can do in their music to make it better. And a lot of times that involves talking about EQing or compression or synthesis, sound design, ADSR envelopes, LFOs, modulators, effects. How do you work your effects, modulation of the effects, all kinds of stuff that we talk about in track feedback when we're listening to people's music. But because we have so many tracks and not really a lot of time, I don't actually open up Ableton projects and show you how I would solve the problem that we hear in your track. So, I end up telling people kind of recipes of like, oh, set your compressor like this, or maybe EQ this frequency. And I sort of hope that they can take the recipe off what I say on YouTube and apply it. And I realize that's not really teaching. It's giving recommendations and pushing people in a direction. And some people can take the advice and use it and sort of find their way to make the track better. But what I really like doing is actually teaching on camera and showing you how I solve problems using the basic production techniques for sound design, song structure, and mixing. So what I decided to do for this next month in June is start a series of Ableton Production Technique live streams, which are going to be Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's why I'm doing it today at noon. And I'm just going to go into my own projects, show you how I apply techniques like EQ, compression, sound design with Ableton devices and synths, Ableton racks, the whole world of things we talk about, even composition and melodies, harmonies, bass lines. I'm going to show you how I do that stuff so you can see what I'm doing and pick up some production tips. And then if you really want to learn this stuff, I'm going to back it up with my own online courses where you can go through in-depth audio engineering lessons, sound design lessons, and get some hands-on projects where you actually learn by doing it inside live. So let me show you what some of those courses look like. I decided for June, I'm going to start with the Ableton with EQ8, it's EQ and filter. This is something everybody has to learn. You have to learn the range of human hearing, the frequency range, what the numbers mean. What is the problem when your track sounds muddy, or your mix isn't pro, or your bass line's not clear, or your drums are not quite crisp or something? There are all these words: crisp, muddy, dark, dull, shiny, bright. Those words correspond to specific numbers in frequencies in hertz, and you can find those numbers on your EQ dial and use your EQ to solve those problems or improve those situations. But you got to know the terrain. You got to know the frequency range. You got to know the tools, what type of EQs there are, how to use them, where to use them, when to use them, and what sound to use them on. So in this course, we've got a set of EQ presets that you can use, and nobody wants presets, but the presets are a starting place. And what you really do is learn how to apply these presets on each different sound. So I'm going to go into my tracks, show you my kick drums, bass lines, drum beats, snares, vocals, chords, leads, pads, synths, effects, and you'll see how I use EQ on all those different sounds. And with the preset pack, you get actual recommendations for what do you do. I'm going to just show you, for example, lesson activity. Scroll down to review each preset, quick description of where to use it and why. These are the actual presets you get to download and drag into Ableton. And then I talk about the situation, like here's the bass line, here's where you're going to use it. Let me see if that message is the plumber coming over to fix my sink, because I think he probably is. I knew I wasn't going to be able to teach a whole lesson. All right, cool. So the point is, on Tuesdays, I'm going to show you my own projects inside live where I use EQ and make tracks sound better. And then on Thursdays, I'm going to actually teach you some of these lessons from this actual course, how to EQ your tracks. And you're going to get some real audio engineering skills and knowledge. And when I say real audio engineering, I'm not making this up. I actually went to audio engineering school. Then I spent about 10 years working as an audio engineer, setting up hundreds of bands on all different kinds of sound systems in clubs, at outdoor festivals, in bars and restaurants and music clubs and theaters and everything. And I'm going to teach you what I learned about how to use EQ. Some of these documents, actually, a friend of mine who's a teacher here in Pittsburgh has been using these to teach college-level audio engineering because he liked what I wrote about. So when you join the course, you get to download all these things, and you'll learn about the essentials of EQ and filter, EQ and filter types, where we talk about notch EQ, parametric EQ, why we don't use graphic EQ so much, all those things like that. The frequency landscape is what I talked about in the beginning with the range of human hearing and what the numbers mean. The secrets of spectrum is all about the actual spectrum analyzer in live, where you can actually see the sound graphically and pinpoint which frequencies things are happening at. We've got equalization spreadsheet, filter pairs, frequency and pitch chart. You'll find out all these things and learn some really amazing things about how to solve your EQ problems, especially with pitch. Like if you know the root note of a track, like let's say A440, right? Everybody knows a concert pitch and the note A, 440 hertz. Well, guess what? If you want to find another A an octave higher, go up one octave, double the frequency, 880 hertz. You can always double a frequency and it'll be one octave higher. Or you can take a frequency, cut it in half, you'll get one octave lower. So if you're working with a bass line that's in the key of G and the center note, the fundamental is at like 100 hertz, cut that in half for 50 hertz, that's also going to be G, which can help you tune your kick drum to your sub bass. That's really important for cleaning up a muddy mix. So we're going to talk about all that kind of theory stuff on Thursdays. And there's so much more going on with this. I'm really excited about it. We've got Tuesdays for Ableton production, where I show you how I do it. Thursdays for theory and practice, where you learn the background concepts so you understand what I'm talking about. What are the terms? What are the tools? How do you use them? And then, if you join the course, you also get access in Discord to post your tracks, trade comments, show your homework that you're doing in the course, and I'll be able to listen to what you're doing and give you comments and feedback. So you're getting a guided tour of the material with activities to do, hands-on inside live, and some feedback to make sure you're actually doing it and pulling you forward. I know everybody can buy an online course and watch some videos, and maybe you use it, maybe you don't. It happens to me too. I've bought online courses on workouts or whatever, and you do it for a while and you quit. I don't want that to be this kind of thing. I want you to learn stuff that's going to become part of your production life forever, where you're going to upgrade your skills, get your muscle memory and your work habits built in, so you actually use the material to make your tracks sound better, to make them sound pro, so they're crisp and clean and big and lush and wide and just awesome to listen to. That's what EQing is for me. It's like just taking the best of every sound and pulling it forward. So this is a short little video for today. I just wanted to announce the Ableton Production Techniques series. My plan is to do them, well, it's an experiment to see how well it works, but I'd like to do the workshops. I'm going to put the replays into the member site. So this course is going to have a new module for how to EQ your tracks. We'll have replays of what I do. We're going to be building some more project packs. So when I take my own projects like this, I can save them, give them to you, and give you some homework of, here's a sound, it's not good enough yet, I want you to EQ it, and then show us your homework and hear how you did it. That'll be really good for practice, just for doing kick drums, beat loops, getting your skills in shape. And then the Discord community, I'm really excited about it. If this works this month, we're going to be doing them every month. A compression series, a mixing series of the strategy and techniques for making stereo groups, making a great sounding mix, and then all the world of sound design with oscillators, amps, LFOs, ADSR envelopes, wavetable, all that kind of stuff is so much fun to play with. I would be more than happy to show you the Ableton racks that I build, how I tweak them to get custom sounds, and how you can do it too. So that's what's coming up. Quick announcement on that. If you have any questions or anything, drop a comment under this video and I'll get back to you. Or you can get in touch, steve@mixatexture.com, and keep an eye out for the Mixatexture member site, courses.mixatexture.com, which is like the home base where you can find all these courses that I'll be going in. And think of it basically like every month we're going to go through a new course. I'll teach everything I can in that material for a month. And if you want to join up and actually take your tracks to the next level, you can join the course and get some hands-on support with feedback in Discord, so you actually use what we're learning to make your music sound better. That's what it's all about. Thanks for watching, everybody. Drop me a comment. Let me know how you're doing. And I'll see you on Tuesday.